Hello students, today in subject mathematics we will start chapter number 5, which is lines and angles. In that we will start introduction of chapter. Now in that, first of all, what is lines and what is angle. About lines and angles we already studied the basic about that in our previous standards. Now we'll refer that. Now the first point, there is a point. Now what is point? This is the point, the dot this I am putting, this is the point, this one is point. But exactly how can I define the point? So for that, here I can write point is, it is an exact position or a location on a plane surface. The position of a point is indicated by placing a dot with pencil. So this particular point represent the exact position or location on a plane surface, that is called point. Now the next topic is line. Now suppose I am having this points, and if I will join that, then it will become a line. But in line, the length cannot be measured as its end point and starting points are not fixed. So starting point and end point of lines are not fixed. That's why it's called line. For example, this one is my A and this one is my B. And if in exam I have to write point line AB, so how can I write? Here I can write line AB. Symbolically we have to represent line AB like this. So a collection of points going endlessly in both directions in a straight line is called line, and length cannot be measured as its ends are not fixed, and symbolically it can be represented as a line AB. Now what is the next topic? Next topic is line segment. In that, first one is, now what is line segment? Now suppose from this line I am subtracting this line, I am cutting this line, so it will become something like this. So this we are calling this one as a line segment. Now what is the line difference in line and line segment? In line segment, both the ends are not fixed. We can measure the length of this line segment. That's why we can write this type definition for this one. A part of a line with two end points is called line segment. Now length of line segment can be measured as starting point and end point both are fixed. In line, both the point are not fixed, they are going endlessly. So how to represent this line segment AB on symbolically? So here we can write line AB, line segment AB. So in line, both the points are not fixed on, and in line segment both the ends are fixed. That's why it's called line. Now from this line, if I am cutting or subtracting particular this portion, then it will look like something this. Now here the one end is fixed but one end is not fixed, so that is called ray. For example, this one is my A and this is the B point. Now if one end is a fixed and one is not fixed, so that is called ray. Now definition for the ray is a part of a line with one end point going endlessly in one direction and one is fixed, that is called ray. How to represent ray symbolically? So here we can write ray AB or ray XY, whatever the nomenclature or variables are given. Now, so this is what we have studied till now. This one is point. If I will join these points, then it will become line. Now length of line is not fixed, length of lines cannot be measured as its end point are not fixed, and symbolically we can represent the line as a line AB. Now this is called line segment. In line segment both the end points are fixed, that's why it's called line segment AB. How to represent line segment AB symbolically? Here we can write line segment AB, and if I will particular cut this one or this type of lines in which one point is fixed and another point is not fixed, that is called ray. And how to represent ray symbolically? Here we can write ray AB. Now moving to the next topic. Next topic is angle. Now what is angle? Till now we studied angle in triangles, line segments are there, or many triangles are there. Now how to define triangles? For that here we can see when two rays, this is the rays, when two rays originated from a common point and angle is formed. That means when two rays originated from common point that form an angle. So if I am having two rays and that originated from a common point, this is the common point and this is my angle, then angle is formed, it called an angle. Now an angle is measured in degrees. For example, this I am giving this one O, this is my X and this one Y. So ray OX, ray OY intersecting on common point A and formed an angle. For example, this is my one ray and second ray. When two rays originated from a common point and form a angle, that is called an angle. Now, so here we can write when two rays originated from a common point, an angle is formed. Now an angle is measured in degrees. So always we have to write angle in degrees. For example, this is the 90 degrees. So here we have to write like this 90. This is the symbol of degree. 10 degree, 20 degree. So angle is always measured in degrees. Now the next one is in previous standard we studied some angles, basic properties or basic types of angle. Now in that first one is right angle. Now what is right angle? An angle whose measure is 90 degree is called right angle. So an angle whose measured is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, is called right angle triangle. Now here we can see two rays are there, one common point is there and both the lines are straight. On horizontal this line is straight, on vertical this line is straight, and that is formed an angle which is called right angle. So always the measure of right angle is 90 degrees. So please keep this thing in your mind. Now the next one is acute angle. What is acute angle? An angle whose measure is between 0 degree to 90 degree is called an acute angle. So an angle whose measure is between 0 degree to 90 degree is called acute angle. So angles which are under 0 degree to 90 degree is called acute angle. Now the next one is obtuse angle. Now what is obtuse angle? An angle whose measure is between 90 degree to 180 degree is called an obtuse angle. So an angle whose measure is 90 degree to 180 degree is called obtuse angle. So all measurement between 90 to 180 are, or the angles between 90 to 180 are obtuse angle. So an angle whose measure is between 90 degree to 180 is called an obtuse angle. Now next one, which is most important, adjacent angle. Now what is adjacent angle? If two angles have a common vertex, a common arm and have the non-common arms on either side of the common arm, then they are called adjacent angles. Now here if two angles have a common vertex, now first of all what is vertex or vertices? For example, this is an angle. Now here I am denoting the name A, B, C and this one is my origin O. So if two angles have a common vertex, this is called vertex. So if two angles have a common vertex, these are the two angles. First one is AOB and another one is BOC and a common arm. Now common arm means the arm which is there in both angles. Now here in angle AOB, arm OB is there. Here in angle BOC, arm OB is there. So here the common arm is OB. So a common arm and have the non-common arms on either side of the common arm. That means have non-common arms on either side of common arm. That means this is the common arm and OS is different arm. Similarly here OB is common arm but OC is non-common arm. Then they are called adjacent angle. That means if two angles have a common vertices point and on either side one common arm is there and two non-common arms are there, and the angles which are formed is called adjacent angles. Now So whenever a question will like what is adjacent angle, then you can define in that one vertices is there, origin is common there, and one common arm is there which is in both angle. For example, in BOC, common arm BO is there. In angle AOB, common arm BO is there. Now for next topic, linear pair. A linear pair is a pair of adjacent angles whose non-common sides are opposite rays. The sum of linear pair of angle is 180. Now, what is linear pair? For example, 180 degree. The total sum of angles in linear pair is 180 degree. Line XY is there, and this one is my O, and this ray is Z. Now, here we can see a linear pair of an adjacent angle. Here two angles are there whose non-common sides are opposite ray. Here we can see non-common sides are opposite ray, this one OZ. Now in linear pair, the summation of the total value of angle is 180 degree. This the total value is called 180 degrees. Now in this linear pair, questions be like, in for example, in question be like, this is measurement of this angle is given to you like this is the 110 degree. Now question be like, find the value of this angle XOZ. Now for we don't know the value of this angle, so here we will assume that the value of this angle is X. Now as we done in 4th chapter, now here the total value is given, measure of vertically opposite angles, the sum of linear pair of an angle is 180. So the sum of angles in linear pair total is 180. So here my one angle is X, another one is 110 degree, now is equal to 180 degree. The total sum of linear pair angles are 180 degree. Now here I have to find value of this unknown angle. So for that, what will I do? X is equal to 180. Now if I will change the sign of side of 110, then it will become negative. Now 180 minus 110, then it will become 70 degree. So X is equal to 70 degree is the solution for this one. So value of this angle is 70 degree. Always the angle is measured in degree. So here we can write, here we can see 110 plus 70. So answer is 180 degree. So here that is given, the sum of linear pair of angle is 180 degree. Now the next one, vertically opposite angles. Now when two lines intersect, the two pairs of angles formed without a common arm are called vertically opposite angles. Now when two lines, these are my two lines, intersect the two pairs of angle. So two lines are intersecting and two pairs of angle formed without a common arm, no common arm is there, here you can see, called vertically opposite angles. Now measure of vertically opposite angles are equal. Now this means to say, if I am having these two arm and in that two pairs are there, first one and second one, so in that what happens, for example, suppose this is the measurement of this angle is 40 degree. So measurement of opposite angle of this one is this one. Here these two angles are opposite each other and the two angles are opposite to each other. These are the vertically opposite angles. Again I am showing you, these two angles are vertically opposite to each other. This one has another pair. Now if measurement of this angle is 40 degree, so the measurement of its opposite angle, so opposite angle of this one is equal. So measurement of this one is 40, so same measurement of this angle is also 40 degree. So here you may see measure of vertically opposite angles are equal. Here you may see when two lines intersect, when two lines intersect two pairs, these two pairs of angles formed without a common arm, angle forms without common arm, no common arm is here, called vertically opposite angle. These are called vertically opposite angle. Now in that what happens, for example, this one is my 40 degree, so vertically opposite angle of this one is this, so this is also a 40 degree. Now the next one is complementary angles. Now what is complementary angles? When the sum of the measures of two angles is 90 degree, the angles are called complementary angles. So the sum of two angles, whenever there is sum of two angles is 90 degree, so that angles are called complementary angles. For example, for value of this angle is 30 degree and value of this angle is 60 degree. Now if I have to check if this addition of this two angle is 90 degree, then these are the complementary angles. So here what will I do? Here I will add 30 plus 60. Now 30 plus 60 we all know 90 degree. So here the sum of two angle is 90 degree. So yes, these are the complementary angles. For example, if here I will put 70, then what happened? 30 degree plus 70 degree, then answer is 110 degree. Now 110 degree is not equal to 90, it is more than 90. So these are not complementary angles. So whenever there is a sum of two angles are 90 degree, so that angles are called complementary angles. For example, in exam question be like, is 45 degree and 45 degree are complementary angles? So for that what you have to do, you have to check. So we know that sum of measures of two angles is 90 degree in complementary angle. So here we'll add 45 degree plus 45 degree and we'll check whether the sum of this one is 90 or not. So 45 plus 45, answer is 90 degree. So yes, this both the angles are complementary angles. Now moving to the next one. Next one is supplementary angles. When the sum of the measures of two angles is 180 degree, the angles are called supplementary angles. Now in previous case the sum of two angle was 90 degree. Now here the sum of two angle, whenever there is a sum of two angle is 180 degree, the angles are called supplementary angles. For example, P, Q, R, and this one is my origin O. Now for example, measurement of this angle is 80 degree and question will like find value of this angle. Now this angle is unknown, but here sum of measure of two angle is 180 degree. Now here okay, this is the another question. For example, this one is 80 degree and this one is 100 degree. Now question will like, check whether the given angles are supplementary or not. So for that what we have to do, we know that sum of two supplementary angles is 180 degree. So here we have to check whether the sum of these two angles is 180 or not. So here we may check 100 plus 80. So summation is 180. So yes, these angles are 108 supplementary angles. But in exam questions we like, check, for example, measurement of this angle is 70 degree and measurement of this angle is 110 degree. Now check whether the both angles are supplementary or not. So for that what we have to do, this case you have to understand more compared to previous one case. So here we will add these two angles, 70 plus 110. If summation of this angle is 180, then these angles are supplementary angles. So 70 plus 110, answer for this one is 180 degrees. So yes, these angles are supplementary angles. Now moving to the next question, but before that we'll revise what we had done till now. Here the first one is adjacent angles. So as I told you, if two angles have a common vertex, common arm and non-common arm, these angles are called adjacent angles and linear pair. So the sum of angles in linear pair is 180 degree when there is a two lines intersect. When there is a line, linear pair is a pair of adjacent angles whose non-common sides are opposite rays. So whose non-common sides are opposite, this is the ray and its non-common sides are opposite ray of this one and opposite ray of this one. So that is called linear pair and sum of these angles are 180 degree. Now vertically opposite angle. Vertically opposite angle means angles which intersect each other at a common angle. When two lines intersect, two pairs of angles formed without a common arm are called vertically opposite. These two, for example, these two arms are there, and so this vertical these are the called vertical angles. So this angle vertical to opposite to this angle, vertically opposite to this angle. For example, measurement of this one is 90 degree. So measurement of this one is also 90 degree. So both opposite angles are equal. Now complementary angle means when the sum of two angles is 90 degree and when the sum of two angles is 180 degree, that is called supplementary angles. Now moving to the next question, pairs of lines. In that, first one is intersecting lines. Now what is intersecting? We all know when two lines intersect each other at one point, at a common point, that is called intersecting line. These two lines are there and this two lines intersect each other at this one point. This point is called point of intersection. Similarly, this is also a point of intersection, intersecting lines. Here the common point is here, point of intersection. This is called intersecting lines. And how we can write definition of point of intersection? So here, for example, this one is my line M and this one is my line M. So here I can write two lines L and M intersect each other at a common point. If they have a common point, this common point, here I am naming this common point as a O. This common point O is the point of intersection. So this is first one, intersecting lines. Now next one, transversal. Now what is transversal? A line that intersect two or more line at a distinct point is called a transversal. Now a line which intersect two lines at two different points, not on same point. This one is different and this one is different point, is called a transversal. So for example, this one is my Z line, this one is line Y, and line X intersect Y and Z at two different points. This one is different and this one is different. So this line is called transversal. Now the most important thing here is this, there are some angles which is made by this transversal, this one, number of angles are there. Now so for our next topic is angles made by transversal. So first of all, after intersecting this line X to these two lines, there are 8 angles been formed. Now this we have to study that what are the angles and which type of angles are there. Now the first one is interior angles. Now what is interior angles? Interior angles means which are angles which are inside the line, angles which are inside the line, not outside the line. So that angles are called interior angles. Now here we have to see which angles are inside the lines. Now here we can see in between lines Y to line Z, 4 angles are there. Which one is angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6. So first of all, here on interior angles I may write angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6. Always use angle to show the symbol of angle to represent a particular angle. Now next one is exterior angles. Interior means angles which are inside the line. Now exterior means outside angles or outside the lines here. So here I can see angle 1 and 2 outside the line and angle 7 and 8 outside the line. So exterior angles are angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and angle 8. Now pairs of corresponding angles. Now what is corresponding angles? Corresponding angle means angles which are on same side and same position. Angles which are on same side, for example this one is my LHS. So angles which are on same side and same position. So here 1 is on same position and here we can see 5 is also on same position. So angles which are on same side and same position. So here angle 1 is on same side LHS and angle 5 is also on LHS and both are in same position. So and we can also see angle 2 here on RHS, angle 2 is on RHS and angle 6 is also there on same position. Similarly here we can see angle 3 which is interior, angle 3 is also on same side and in same position with angle 7. Similarly here we can see angle 4 which is on same side, right hand side, and angle 8 is also on corresponding angle 8 is there which is on same side and same position. So corresponding angles means angles which are on same side and same position. For example, this angle is there and the similar corresponding angle to this one is angle 5 because this one is on same side and on same position, both are. Now so here we can write, here the pair will be there, here the pair of angle 1 and angle 5 both angles are corresponding to each other. So here we can write angle 1 and angle 5. Here we have to make the pair. Now here on RHS I can see angle 2 and angle 6 both are on same position and same side. So this one is my next pair, angle 2 and angle 6. Now third one, angle 3 is on same position, same side, and angle 7 is also on same side and both are in same position. So angle 3 and angle 7 is my third pair. Now fourth one, here we may see angle 4 and angle 8 are on same position and on same side. So here I may write angle 4 and angle 8. Now pairs of alternative interior angles. Alternative interior angles means, for example, this 3 is interior angles, so opposite of this one is 6. So in a pair of alternative interior angle will be alternate or alternative, whatever you may use. So angle 3 and angle 6 both are alternative interior angles to each other. Here you may see angle 3 is there and opposite angle is there for inside interior angle is angle 6. Same angle 4 and angle 5 both are alternative interior angles which are opposite to each other on interior angles or inside the line. So here we may write angle 3 and angle 6, and next pair is angle 4 and angle 5. Now same pairs of alternative exterior angles. So here angle 1 is alternative exterior, corresponding or opposite angle for this one on same position is exterior angle is angle 8. Same angle 2 is exterior angle, alternative or opposite alternative angle for this one is angle 7. So here we may write angle 1 and angle 8 and angle 2 and angle 7. Now this is the most important thing, pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Pairs of interior angles, this means pairs of interior angles on the same side of transversal. So here you may see pair of angle 3 and angle 5, this both are on same side. Pair of angle 6 and angle 4, this both are on same side. Here you may see the pair of angle 3 and angle 5 both are on same side and both are interior angles, and here you may see angle 6 and angle 4 both are on same side and both are an interior angle. So here we may write pair of angle 3 and angle 5 and pair of angle 4 and angle 6. So here you may see pair of angle 3 and angle 5 both are on same side and both are an interior angles, and here similarly angle 6 and angle 4 both are on same side and interior angles. So this is how we have to study or we have to write angles made by a transversal. So now moving to the next topic, transversal of parallel lines. Now what is parallel lines? These two lines are called parallel lines. Why parallel lines? Because the distance between, whenever the distance between these two lines or two lines is throughout the same, that lines are called parallel line. So if I have to draw parallel, not only horizontal parallel lines are there, even vertical parallel lines are also there. If I will to draw vertical parallel line for this one, so if I will draw vertical parallel line here at the distance of 1 centimeter, so distance of from starting to ending, the distance between these two lines will be 1 centimeter. Now here we have to study what happens when transversal is there, transversal cuts are two parallel lines. Now in that, what happens when transversal cuts two parallel lines? So some changes may happen in their angles. So in that, the first one is, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each pair of corresponding angles are equal in measure. That means pair of corresponding angles in transversal of parallel lines are equal. Pairs of corresponding angles are equal in transversal of parallel lines. Here we may see that corresponding angle. Here the corresponding angle for one is 5. Why? Because they are same side and in same position. Here for 2 corresponding angle is 6, for 4 and 8, and another pair is 3 and 7. So here we may write that the pair of corresponding angle is equal. That means angle 1 is equal to 5. So the measurement of angle 1 will be equal to angle 5. So this one is my first pair. Similarly here angle 2 is equal to angle 8 and angle 4 is equal to angle 8. Sorry, angle 4 is angle 2 is equal to angle 6, angle 4 is equal to angle 8, and angle 3 is equal to angle 7, a corresponding angle. Now second point is, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each pair of alternative interior angles are also equal. That means pair of alternative interior angles are also equal. Now here the pair of alternative interior angles are, here we may see, just we studied in previous question, angle 4 and angle 6 are pair of interior angle, and angle 3 and angle 5 are pair of interior alternative angle. So here if angle 4 is equal to angle 6 and angle 3 is equal to angle 5. So if a two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each pair of alternative interior angles are equal. So here pair of angle 4 is equal to angle 6 and angle 3 is equal to angle 5. Similarly exterior angle, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each alternative exterior angles are also equal. That means angle 1 is equal to angle 7 and angle 2 is equal to angle 8. Now the next one, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then each pair of interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary. Now each pairs of interior angle on the same side, for example this one I am taking LHS, so here the two interior angles are this one, so pair of 4 and 5 are supplementary. Now what is supplementary? Just in the beginning we study supplementary means sum of two angle is 180 degree. So this sentence means to say, whenever the transversal cut two parallel lines, then each pair of interior angle on the same side of transversal are supplementary. That means sum of this two angle will be 180 degree. Similarly here the another pair is angle 3 and angle 6 on right hand side, which are on same side and both are interior angle. So sum of this two will be also 180 degree. So here I can write angle 4 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degree and angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to 180 degree. So this is for transversal of parallel lines. Now here we are about to complete introduction of chapter. If anyone is having any query or doubt regarding this what we have done today, then you may write in comment section. So thank you.